Now, trade unions are warning that up to 45,000 workers could lose their jobs because of public spending cuts. They want the government to abandon its plans to slash the country's debt over such a short period. But the business world says Westminster should stick to its programme. Our business editor, Jamie Delargy, reports.
Trade unions are refusing to suffer the public spending cuts without a fight. At a meeting in Belfast, they revealed their manifesto for the battle ahead. They argue not only are the planned cuts excessive, they could tip the economy back into recession.
My fear is that at the end of this 4-year period, following these cuts, there will be somewhere in the region of between 30 and 45,000 people additionally unemployed in Northern Ireland. There will be economic blight, there will be young people who will be consigned to the scrap heap for long-term unemployed, services will be totally and utterly devastated.
The world of business sees it differently. They've bought the argument that government spending needs to be trimmed back smartly.
The coalition government have got it right, and we have to address the deficit, and we have to address it in the lifetime of this Parliament. And so we're very supportive of the cuts that the government are talking about, so that we can address that deficit.
Currently, the government can borrow cheaply in the bond markets. That suggests there's plenty of time to pay down the debt. But according to one economist, that might be the wrong assumption.
The bond markets have priced in an austerity programme in Britain. If we then walk backwards from that, if we demur from that, the bond markets will demand a higher premium to lend us money. The fear then is that that will then impact on mortgages and on consumer spending over a much longer period of time.
There are experts on both sides of this argument, equally convinced of their case. But whoever's right, the cuts look like coming anyway. Jamie Delargy, UTV Live.
It already has the highest unemployment rate in Northern Ireland, and now Strabane has suffered another blow. Plans to bring a jobs fair to the town have had to be shelved. Gareth Wilkinson spent the day in Strabane to find out why.
The Irish Congress of Trade Unions says Westminster spending cuts could lead to the loss of up to 45,000 jobs in Northern Ireland. The ICTU says all the devolved governments should unite with workers and the public to put pressure on Downing Street to rethink slashing public spending.
Public expenditure, where you purchase goods and services from the private sector, is going to be decimated. They're going to be decimated when you take 35,000 disposable incomes out of rotation around the economy in Northern Ireland. That will impact hugely on retail, hairdressers, restaurants, bars, hotels, and therein you'll have a huge downward spiral of deflation and into depression. It has the whole capacity to break whatever social cohesion there is right across Northern Ireland.